Hello, welcome to Hook Legends. Thanks for watching today's video. Now, today we're going to do something a little bit different. Instead of being out there catching fish and taking them out of the water and putting them in the boat, I want to talk to you a little bit, guys, today about, I want to give you some great tips concerning plastic bait. So this is your plastic bait must know how tip. Now, before we get into the particulars, guys, it's blowing like crazy out here today. The winds are almost 25 miles per hour down here on Lake Tarquin, so I hope you'll be able to hear me through all of the wind noise. I'm see if I can make this quick. I also want to start making some of these videos shorter, you know, to be a little bit more considerate of your time. So first and foremost, I want to say thanks to all subscribers. You know, and if you like these videos and you haven't subscribed, do me a favor right now. Please reach up, click subscribe and like. Make sure you click the notification bell so you'll be alerted when future videos are released. So guys, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take a quick break to go out and oh, one quick thing I want to say, guys, before I go, I just remembered. You know, I also want to increase my Facebook presence. So I'm going to put a link either up on the screen or in the description section. And if you're already a subscriber, or if you watch these videos, go up to the Facebook page and check it out. You know, there's a lot of good pictures over there. I recently posted 7 Florida FWC Big Fish catches over there, guys. So if you would, go over there and check out that page and make sure you like and follow. Help me get to 1,000. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a quick break. Then we'll be right back and get into the particulars before the rain comes or the wind blows my camera over. We'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in this and get started because there's a storm coming, and I don't know if I'm gonna make it, guys. There's a storm coming. It's pretty close, right there. Anyway, let's see if I can get this. May have to make a run for it. But first and foremost, guys, this is my 340 piece Hook Legends bait kit. Some fine jigs in here, guys. All different styles and sizes in here. So, you know, if you one of the things I want to say real quick about this kit, not going to talk a whole lot about it, but we got different styles in here. And one of the things I do, guys, when I go out into the lake and it's bright and sunny, I take this. It comes in a quality box. I didn't want to sell something to you guys or to anyone else that I wouldn't want to have myself. This is a quality plain old box, has a rubber seal around it. There is no worse enemy for your bait than sunlight. So when I'm out in the bright sun, guys, I turn this down. And as you can see, the back is not clear. So it's going to help maintain your bait a lot longer. It's going to also, the rubber seal is going to help you keep moisture and the oil on the bait for longer periods of time. Now, we're going to get into some details here on how to hook your jigs and some other fine tips. But if you need some jigs, go to the Hook Legends website. You can pick up this kit or the individual 25 packs that can be used for refills for this kit, or if you just have some particular colors that you want. Also, if you need some quality jig heads, ACC crappie sticks, guys. Go to the ACC crappie sticks website. They got some mighty fine jig heads here for you. So, first thing I want to say is I want to talk about the different types of bait that's in that kit there, guys. So, you have minnow baits in there. We have paddle tail baits in there, and we have curly tail baits in there. So, the first thing I want to talk about is how to hook a bait, guys. I want to talk to you about how to hook your bait. And guys, I'm rushing this along a little bit faster than I want to because there's a cloud coming right there, and I think I'm going to have to dot out of here and run any moment now. But here's how I rig my bait. Now, the first thing I want to talk to you about when it comes to rigging a bait, you know, a lot of people say, well, I've seen a lot of people put these on upside down, and it's your matter of perspective on what's the top or the top or the bottom of the bait, guys. And some of mine have already here blown away in the wind that I was planning on showing you. But here's an example of a grub, a tiny grub, a tri-tail grub. And here's an example of a fat grub, guys. That's an electric chicken fat grub there. So those are the different style of baits. Now, when it comes to hooking the fat grub, a lot of people ask questions, well, do I hook it with the tail up in the air or down? Guys, I always hook mine so that once the hook is coming through the water like this, the tail is hanging down like that. And the reason being, in the past, previous years when I tried hooking it the other way around, it tended to just get hung up on the hook more, you know. So I exclusively put mine on the hook with it down like this. When it comes to some of your minnow baits, usually there's a flat side and a rounded side. Now, sometimes the flat side is considered the top, sometimes the round side is considered the bottom, and vice versa. But guys, the thing you need to know is that I don't really care whether that's on there or not. It's a plastic bait. It's going to reshape based on how you wedge it onto the hook. The important thing is what I want to say is, in nature, guys, all animals, I won't say all animals, but all the ones that I'm aware of, whether it's frogs, snakes, deer, just about any animal that you can think of has a lighter colored stomach underneath. Okay, it has a lighter colored stomach underneath. So whenever I look at a bait and I'm making a decision about how to hook it, I always have this bait with whatever the lightest color of the two. If you're using a double combo jig, I always make it so that lightest color is actually underneath on the bottom. Now, one of the things we as fishermen tend to do is we put our lure on, we toss it out there, and we jig it around, and we're sitting there and we're looking at it, guys. Now, what I want to say is, you have to remember, you have to think like a fish and not like a fisherman. A fisherman, we're looking down on it, say, wow, that's pretty. A fish, guys, they're always looking up, okay? The jig's coming down, the bait's coming down, they're looking up. So what you have to keep in mind is that the sky is your canvas, okay? So imagine if you're a fish and you're looking up through the water and it's cloudy like it is right now, it's kind of white clouds up there, then your jig, you need to compare how it stands out to a white background, okay? Conversely, if you're out on a bright sunny day and the sky is blue, you need to imagine what your jig looks like versus that canvas that's up there in the air. So that's the comparison that you want to do. So everything needs to be done from the fish's perspective. So all the variation, all the different colors, guys, you can get when it comes to jigs, you know, you just need to keep in mind that well, one other tip. So guys, most lakes that are stained to some degree, the deeper you go down in the water column, the less ultraviolet light there's going to be. You and I, we get used to looking at the bait sitting up here on this dock or wherever you are, and you'll say, oh, that's kind of a yellow or amber and the top's green. Well, that's coming from you and I, the fishermen. But once that bait goes down a few feet underneath the surface, where there's going to be less or no ultraviolet light, every jig, no matter what color you have it, is going to be a shade of kind of grays once you go down so far. So what you want to do is you want to find out, based on the areas and the depths that you're going to fish in, you just want to try different jigs to see which ones are going to work out best for you, you know, because once you get down so far, the color that you see up here above the water is not the color that it's going to be when this bait is beneath the surface. So next thing I want to talk about real quick is which bait to use where. I like to use these stick bait, these little minnow baits, if I'm vertical jigging. And you watch the videos, I'm using a long rod, and when I'm vertical jigging, I like to use these little stick baits because the bait is really doing more vertical up and down than it is horizontal in the water column. So I like to use these stick baits for that. If I'm going to be throwing out and casting back in and the bait's going to be moving horizontally, then I like to use one of these grub type of baits, guys, you know, because that's going to give you a little bit more action, and you pretty much maybe the fish are at a certain level, or you just want to bring that in right across the top of them. So once again, I like to use grub type baits when I'm doing that. Now let's see, so if I covered standing still, vertical jigging, I covered the ones for horizontal jigging. I think I've given you some pretty good tips here, guys. You know, with the ultraviolet light, you know, your jig is going to be pretty much shades of, without ultraviolet light, your jigs are going to be pretty much some version of gray once it's way down beneath. Another thing I like to say, guys, is I see a lot of people when they're fishing, they let the jig drop down to eye level or beneath a crappie. Guys, I catch a lot of fish. I see their behavior on live scope. I rarely, if ever, have caught a fish when that jig is down and the fish is higher and that fish is having to descend on it. I've seen a jig be like at this level, a fish at this level. I've seen the fish take an angle down beneath just in order to create that attack angle coming up. So once again, make sure you keep your bait up above the fish. And once again, that's why when you're picking your baits and you're looking at your bait, look at it from the perspective of a fish. For example, tell me what jig that is. You can't really tell that's a tractor green, can you? Why? Because this is the perspective, you looking at this at the perspective the fish is going to see coming from beneath. He's not going to see that perspective, okay? Because this part is going to be up above the fish. So make sure you always consider your bait choice and which way you're going to put it on the hook. Based on my recommendation, I always put that lighter side, you know, because everything in nature, the underneath side has a lighter color than the top side. So guys, I think I made it. That cloud is right there. I got to get my camera and get back up this hill, but I hope you found this information helpful. Once again, I'm going to try to do more of these tip videos. I wish I could have done this to slow down just a little bit slower, but I got to get out of here, guys. So I want to say thanks for watching, and do me that favor, make sure you go out there and click subscribe and like, click that notification bell so you'll be alerted when future videos are released. Thanks for watching, Hook Legends.